it screams to me slicer, caster, out to in, scooper, like screams this spec when I see it.
Perfect for you.
Screams for that type of player. That's devastating.
Oh well.
How do I recover? All right, guys, welcome back. Product launch day. How many times have we said that recently?
It's too much. It's a busy fall,
I love
end
it.
of summer.
It's never too much.
No, with a lot of equipment coming out.
Lots.
So many irons, but one that we're excited for, one that we couldn't make it to the launch of.
Yes.
Our friend Golfers Authority has rubbed it in our face multiple times, but Gen 7.
PXG Gen 7. There's no frequency anymore to the release of a PXG iron, which is exactly how Bob Parsons wants it. When it's ready, it'll come out.
Yeah.
When they make a leap forward, they will launch it. They're not in a cycle, it's not annually, it's not every 2 or 3 years. Once they have something that's better than what they had before, it will be released.
I like it.
Hence, here we are.
Yeah, they've given their engineers really carte blanche to be like, hey, produce products for us that are going to help us sell a lot of golf clubs and make some money. And we've both spent time with both engineers, the head of engineering, and literally if they can think of it, they have the means to do it. And if it works, they'll release it. Yeah,
they've stayed very true to the path that they started on, though, haven't they? With the kind of polymer filler that is inside these, and kind of really, there's lots of people who are in the hollow body game now, but I would say sort of PXG have really advanced that sort of category of irons. We've got a really technical product in the 0311 XP and P. For those of you who maybe missed the Gen 6 launch, there is no T iron anymore. Correct. Right? So there is no players iron. This is, for P is kind of low to mid handicap, and XP we're in the kind of mid to high handicap range. So of the 0311 Gen 7s, there is no players model for that one. So P is as slim and as small as you're going to get in the Gen 7 line. 0317 is where you'll go now for that one. So Mikey, let's kind of run through what's new.
Yeah, I mean, they have a new polymer inside, Quantum Core. It apparently took them 10 years to develop it. They were kind of one of the first that we saw, injection into an iron head. When it first came out, I remember getting the media sample and we were like, is this really in there? And so yeah, Quantum Core, new material, a little bit more resilient, but took them 10 years to develop, which is interesting.
Yeah, it sits firmly against the face and certainly provides that little bit of, additional rebound or sort of the ability to, add to the ball speed and sort of give you a little bit more energy and increase that COR. Obviously something that PXG have been renowned for is their ball speed off their irons. And we're certainly seeing it in this one. We've got a bit of a new look to the back of it.
Yeah.
You fan?
Yeah, it's more the one color. I know in Gen 6 you had the ability to do
chrome, black. Yep.
This stands out. It looks more obviously
really like
one piece. Tungsten in the toe, and then you have this titanium ring. Making it titanium ring where the screw goes in saves a bit of weight. Easier to kind of locate CG on the head. Yeah.
Put the mass where you want it, save it. You get some companies who put mass behind the strike, and you get some who take it away from the strike. That's really the kind of definition of increasing or decreasing MOI in an iron for the workability and forgiveness on off-center strikes. An iron like this, you want to spread the mass. Maybe more of a player's irons, you want to direct the mass behind the area which will be repeatedly struck for a better player. I think loft-wise, when we look at the specs on the Mikey XP, is going to offer you a very strong flight.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, we have 41 degrees on the pitching wedge in XP. So yeah, it's strong. I know we've, in past, you've seen stronger stuff. Performance obviously changes, but again, XP at a certain swing speed might work for that person who's looking for that little bit more distance, hopefully get up in the air for them. And then P obviously being more that, I guess you'd call it traditional iron. Lofts are still a bit stronger though.
Modern traditional in the sense of, it's the kind of player's distance. P is the player's distance category. PXG don't want to call XP a game improvement iron. That's a sort of title reserved for the new Black Ops line, which we will review as well. We have them literally over there. But today we're going to make it about Gen 7 and hopefully explain to you guys what's new and what's fresh and what you should be excited about.
Cool. All right, Fraz, we're going to start with XP pitching wedge. Greens at 135 yards. Again, 41 degrees loft in the XP pitching wedge.
One of the strongest we've ever tested.
Yeah. And lots of bounce, 12 degrees of bounce on the pitching wedge.
Okay. It screams to me slicer, caster, out to in, scooper, like screams this spec when I see it.
Perfect for you.
Screams for that type of player. That's devastating.
Oh well.
How do I recover?
Look how good that is.
That's it's for. I told you.
If that goes in. That's one of the best swings I've seen you make in a long time. Strike. The strikes have been pretty good. I mean, ball speed, peak height, for pitching wedge. Not bad. Descent angle nice and steep. Only kind of red flag you'd say would be a little low in the spin for a pitching wedge.
Yeah, a little bit in the low side.
32 on the last.
It's just, they're not an iron that's going to spin an awful lot, but loads of height, loads of stopping power.
Yeah.
So, like we said, if you're the high spin player naturally, that's the target market, I guess. Bit more spin in that one is a bit better delivery, I think.
Yeah. Okay, Fraz, into the 7-iron. Might be the strongest lofted 7-iron you've tested. 27 degrees.
I think so. I think if I've hit a stronger, I don't think I have.
This will be interesting.
7. That's a new noise.
Yeah, it's higher pitched.
That's a different sound for me when hitting a PXG iron. Not my best strike, a bit toey, but just a touch pulley as well. See if I can improve on that. Still a bit toey. Pretty good though. No, that's nice. Pretty middled.
It's a little low, but got away with it.
59 in the spin. Not bad. Yeah, I'd say that it's got a firmer sound to it now.
Okay.
I always thought PXG sounded really kind of like muted and soft and stuff. One.
Right, Fraz, 7-iron obviously performed pretty well, just a lot different sounding than what we're used to.
Yeah, it's definitely a higher sound now, a higher pitch sound.
Yeah.
Again, though, at different speeds, that will come across differently. So I think the average golfer will enjoy that. I don't think that's going to be a detriment at all.
Definitely, good point. 4-iron, 18 degrees aloft.
Strong, seriously strong.
Driving iron territory.
Yeah.
Here.
No, this thing's going to have some horses. Looks like a little driving iron.
That was crushed.
Got it really thin.
Huh. Sounded good. Still 215 plus in the air.
Yeah.
How low that is, and it's still
done well.
This definitely has mini driving iron flight, doesn't it? That loft gets so strong.
Yeah, it does. It's
140 ball.
Very powerful.
100 feet in the air, 4,100.
Yep.
How was that?
Well struck.
And that's 230 on the fly. That's nuts.
Yep. Driving iron.
again, at different speeds, and like you said, maybe the little bit over the top scooping action kind of thing that might help. But
yeah, like if you're definitely that way, these will help you a lot.
yeah, lower spinning.
No doubt about that.
Good strike. Easy peasy. Okay, Fraz 0311P, more of that, you know, player's looking iron,
Yep.
a little bit player's distance. Loft on pitching wedge is 44. So
Okay.
many popular irons that we've tested that are 44 degrees in
Yeah.
loft in the pitching wedge.
Like I had to swing 88 miles an hour to get that to go 132.
Nice strike.
Will I get one?
Win. These definitely look like they float a little bit more than XP. That loft really has made a difference.
Yeah, big difference.
They fries into the 7-iron, 30 degrees of loft. So again, a little bit more modern traditional lofts than
Crazy
the
we even
XP.
call it that, isn't it?
I know.
Good looking.
Yeah.
Really good looking. Part of me is a bit sad there isn't a T model. Because when you go from XP to P, you're like, okay, this is nice. And I'm just waiting for one more iteration down.
Yeah. Because the Ts, the 0317 Ts that we had, I love them. I thought they were...
Gen 5.
I had Gen 6s.
No, they didn't. No, you'd Ps.
Did I have Ps?
You'd have said 0317s. Yeah.
I don't even remember. But they were nice anyways.
They were really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
But yeah, T iron in this would have been good.
All right, let's see what it's got. Oh, good, Mikey.
Yeah. A little bit better sounding, the Ps versus the XP in the 7-iron.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe a little bit.
It sounds similar to the pitching wedge. It doesn't have that higher pitch sound.
They're pretty launchy, aren't they? They're not spinny, but they're launchy.
Yeah, 20 and bit with a 7-iron.
Yeah, I launched mine at 17.
Big difference. Oh, good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
In a little groove with it now.
Groove going.
Okay, Fry's nicely done with the 7-iron. Got in a little bit of a groove with it.
Yeah, felt good.
Into the 4-iron. Loft is a lot weaker than the XP. It's at 20.5. We get away from that driving iron and more into a set iron.
I think what I play mine at. I think I play mine at 20, so pretty much the same. There. I think I'll go 20, 24, 28, I think it is. So yeah, no, this is going to be more in that normal flight window. Although I still thought, certainly the 7, like we said, like the 7 there was pretty high.
Yeah. And
it wasn't bad on spin. There was a couple in the high 5s. Not bad at all. Let's see. We got 210.
Yeah.
Better.
Good strike.
That's a good flight, isn't it? 124. All the height you'll need, all the distance you'll need.
You would launch your 4-iron around?
Yeah, lower than that.
Okay.
Lower than that, no doubt. Yep. I'd be over the moon if my 4 sort of had that in the locker. Similar?
Yep. Yeah, I like the sounds of the Ps better.
Definitely. But again, for the player who's playing the game at that certain speed,
it'll be different.
It'll be right. That sound will come out differently. Golf ball's obviously a big part of it as well. Similar line, but a bit heely. But you'll take it. I mean, if you saw those 3 shots back to back, you'd be pretty happy on the golf course, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Little face open.
Yeah, it's okay though. You'd be again. Nice. You'd be really happy with.
So good.
You'd be really happy with that kind of flight. Just a different one.
Yeah.
Just for if you want to kind of flight it down a little bit.
Just got an extra gear.
It does. Like if you want to kind of bring that launch angle down 4 degrees or so.
An extra gear still with some spin though.
Still with some spin. At 105.
Yeah. That's a good iron.
I like it. All right, Michael, let's run through the numbers. Pitch and wedge on the XP, as we would expect, a bit more ball speed, lower launch, less spin.
Yeah.
Right, we get half a club more out of that. Lower kind of flight out there. The P launches in much more of that regular window, you want to call it that. And a kind of more of a regular
Pretty
distance.
significant drop in spin, but like you said, there's a big difference in distance as well. So
yeah, it did seem quite significant. I think there's a bit of engineering in that. I think the XP, we've said it several times, and we may as well say it one more time for those in the back. It's an iron for somebody who's carrying a bit of spin, someone who's struggling a little bit with that kind of weak, wipey ball flight. I think that's who this is for.
Definitely.
So try and compose yourself, would you? 0311P, much more like what we normally see, as we said. Let's see if that trends into the 7.
A little bit less in ball speed.
Okay, a bit of a difference. I was going to say, like, it didn't. Maybe I took it easy a little bit on the P's, but I think we were expecting the 27-degree XP to jump, and
yeah,
must have kind of added some speed in with that as well. But 127.5, 19.7. So this is where lofts get interesting, because there's a loft that's 3 degrees stronger.
Yeah.
Look how much higher it goes. Yeah. So you've got less launch and less spin, but more speed, which shows you the dominant factor is velocity in creating more peak height.
Right.
So those of you who get scared about certainly spin coming down, as long as you maintain similar launch, spin can come down a little bit if you gain quite a bit of ball speed, and you'll get that extra apex. Yeah, both pretty good, but again, different. Into the Rockets.
That XP driving iron, well, not driving iron, the XP4 iron definitely has that second gear, lower spin.
Yeah.
Launch comes down a bit, but that loft is pretty strong.
It is. So 142 ball, 114.2 in launch, and 37 in spin. I mean, it's not the lowest.
No, not crazy.
Spin we've ever seen on the long iron, especially 18 degrees. But I think the P is much more where we normally see it. In terms of ball speed, 130, round up 7, 17.5, 44, going out at 208.
Yeah. Nice to see that P4 iron have a little bit of spin to it.
Definitely. That one, if we add it back in with the slightly more kind of flighted trajectory, gives us maybe a little bit of a kind of slightly different picture. But yeah, quite different.
Yeah.
I think they're for quite different golfers. I don't think people should be looking at P and XP thinking they're kind of, they're almost the same. They do look quite similar.
They look similar, but it's definitely not irons that you would combo.
I know, I don't think so. You're right.
But like you said, they're for two different styles of players, which is nice. Actually, the P, the way you were hitting it, again, there's customers I'm thinking of that it would work really nicely for. So excited to get them in the drawers and get them fitting.
Likewise, sound a bit more explosive than we've heard from PXG in the past. I think that's the nature, and we've seen it with other companies as well. When you start thinning the faces out, you are going to start getting a bit more of that, sound, a bit more of that feedback. But I think there's two very distinct options here, and two for the players. One is maybe looking for a good looking, consistently performing player's distance iron, and one is looking for an explosive iron that really gives you some more ball speed, but flattens out that apex. It's not that it gives you a lower apex, that it flattens it out. That's when you change the spin profile. You get, you know, high spin and high speed, gives you very much a V profile at the top. And then it's really kind of flattens out into a U profile at the top when you get into something with a little bit less spin. It doesn't have that kind of high peak and then the steep descent. So I think that's where XP will excel.
Love it. Yeah. No, I like them.
Good. Okay. Guys, let us know what you think. Have you played PXG irons in the past? And you know, again, this is time for you to kind of revisit and review and make sure you're still competitive. PXG do their own test. They released that to us. They've said in every category measurable that they have, every meaningful metric, Gen 7 is better. Now, they're not saying they're 10 yards, 12 yards, right, 15 yards longer per iron. You know, that's a unsustainable level of improvement. You know, they've got to get it better time and time again. Yep. They're hoping to still be here for Gen 15, you know, in a few years' time, but it's better. It's better. So for those of you who are looking for a little bit more performance, maybe you're Gen 3, Gen 4, and you're ready to change it up, this is going to be a good time to do so. So let us know in the comments if that's what's in your mind. Are you playing another brand's clubs and you've always been interested in PXG? We'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well.
Love it.
Good stuff. All right, stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.